I've got two people in private equity in my family, and private equity has grown into the trillions. And of course, it's a very peculiar development because there's a lot of promotion, a lot of crazy buying. It's what I call fee-driven buying, much of it, where people are buying things to get the fees. I'm not used to that. I buy things because they're going to work for me for the long pull. As the owner, I'm not thinking about scraping fees off them on the way. It's just a very different. It makes me very nervous to have all this fee-driven buying, and whenever they're successful, I just raise a fund that's twice as big as the last one, and throw more money at more deals. And of course, with more money and more overhead, it's an ending demand for fees. But will the world provide wonderful results for all these people? The answer is no, it won't. It's going to be a lot of tragedy. And in the past, the people who did well in venture capital were the clients of Sequoia, which is one of the best venture firms that ever existed in the history of the earth. But there aren't that many Sequoias, and Sequoia had such a wonderful record because it kept itself small. And now everybody is trying to be enormously large and to grow enormously and hire more and more people and collect more and more fees. And it's weird, and it's not going to work perfectly. And I am trying to give you the same service my old Harvard law professor gave me when he said, "Tell me what your problem is, and I'll try and make it more difficult for you." By the way, the guy that told me that was doing me a favor. It's a pretty good way to proceed. I have this saying, a problem thoroughly understood is half solved. It's hard to understand it well. And well, I guess that's enough for the Daily Journal. You're in for a long, difficult ride. And not only that, the damn leaders look like an old people's home. I'm 96. Rick is 90. Our CEO is 80. I mean, if you're not decrepit, you don't belong here. And I think we will gradually work things out in spite of this aged group of directors. After all, we've got a young man like Wilcox who's past retirement age. And of course, we've got a new director, Mary Conlon, who put up here partly to make the rest of us look good, or bad, rather. But it is all these odd results in capitalism. It is peculiar that one little newspaper is full of marketable securities, and it's probably not dying, and it may actually succeed in a business none of the people understood. None of the people I've named is a computer software engineer. And it's weird. And yet you people who come from all over the world to this place, you're as nutty as we are. And if you ask me, I think it's slightly more likely to work than not work. And it's a very good thing to be doing. The world needs what we're trying to do. And we're trying to reward the right people and really trying to serve the customers. When it comes to customers, my model, my ambition is to be as close to Costco as I can possibly be. I've never been associated with a company that works harder than Costco to make sure the customers are served well. I mean, I just love success that occurs that way. And I hate success where you're deliberately trying to cheat people or sell them something that's not good for them, like gambling service in Las Vegas. By the way, I'm not trying to irritate our customers in Las Vegas. I'm doing it by accident. Anyway, but I do think there's something to be said. You have the option for selling stuff that's good for people instead of stuff that tricks them. And at any rate, that's our approach. And I would choose that approach even if I made less money. I, in fact, think you make more. It reminds me of Warren Buffett's favorite saying. He says, you should always take the high road as it's less crowded. And that's the system.